Looking to upgrade your car's audio system without breaking the bank or sacrificing sound quality? You are in the right place. Today, I'm sharing my personal experience testing out some of the most talked about 6x9 speakers in the market. Whether you are craving punchy bass, clear mids, or crisp highs, this list has something for everyone. All the speakers I mention are linked in the description below, so check them out after the video. At number 10, we have the Kicker DS-C6993 Zeus. I installed this in the rear deck of my daily driver, and the first thing I noticed was the incredibly clean sound. The highs are bright without being harsh, and the mid-range performance really fills the cabin space. Even without an amplifier, these deliver a substantial upgrade over stock speakers. The bass is decent, not earth-shaking, but tight and responsive. What really stands out is how well balanced the overall sound is, especially at medium volume levels. I also appreciated the low-profile design, which made installation easier than expected. These speakers are perfect for anyone who wants a crisp upgrade with minimal fuss. Compared to the Kenwood KFC-6966S, which I have included as number 9 on this list, the Kicker offers a more refined sound but slightly less aggressive bass. The pros include clean sound, balanced mids, and easy install. The cons include mild bass and plastic frame. At number 9, we have the Kenwood KFC-6966S. I tried these in a friend's old sedan that was still running factory audio. The improvement was instant. These speakers are loud, and I mean seriously loud. The sound is aggressive, with a sharp emphasis on treble and a punchy upper bass. They do not handle lower bass frequencies very well, especially at higher volume levels. But for vocals and rock music, they shine. The cone material is surprisingly durable for the price range, and they seem built to last a few years under daily use. They do have a tendency to distort if pushed too far, but within their comfort zone, they sound great. Compared to the Rockford Fosgate P1694, which I have included as number 8 on this list, the Kenwood is easier to drive but lacks detail. The pros include loud output, crisp treble, and lightweight. The cons include weak lows and distortion risk. At number 8, we have the Rockford Fosgate P1694. I tested these in a coupe with a modest amplifier, and I can say they are built like tanks. The quality of construction is impressive, and the performance matches that. The mids are where these really shine. Vocals are natural and instruments sound layered and smooth. With a good amp, the bass is surprisingly tight and extends well. However, they are power hungry and not ideal for head unit only setups. The tweeters deliver a sweet top end that never feels brittle or too sharp, and they stay composed even during busy, dynamic music. These are perfect for someone looking to build a strong foundation in their car audio system. Compared to the Pioneer TSG-6930F, which I have included as number 7 on this list, the Rockford sounds more dynamic but requires more power. The pros include excellent mids, strong build, and deep bass. The cons include needs amp and pricey. At number 7, we have the Pioneer TSG-6930F. I gave these a run in a small hatchback, running them straight off a stock head unit. They handle power decently well, and they have that typical Pioneer sound signature, clear, bright highs with a forward mid-range. The bass output is moderate but controlled. I found them to be quite forgiving on bad recordings too, which is a plus for casual listeners. Installation was a breeze, and they fit snugly into the factory slots. These are reliable performers that deliver consistent sound across a range of music genres, especially pop and alternative rock. Compared to the CERWIN-Vega XED Series, which I have included as number 6 on this list, the Pioneer sounds more detailed, but with less bass punch. The pros include bright highs, forgiving tone, and budget-friendly. The cons include average bass and thin mids. At number 6, we have the CERWIN-Vega XED Series. These speakers are all about impact. I put them into a buddy's car who listens mostly to hip-hop and electronic music, and the difference was instantly noticeable. The bass has real thump, the highs are crisp, and they can get pretty loud without falling apart. However, the sound can be fatiguing after long drives, especially if you like listening at high volumes. The aggressive tuning may not be ideal for more relaxed genres like jazz or classical, but for those who crave energy and bass, these speakers deliver. Compared to the CT Sounds Meso, which I have included as number 5 on this list, the CERWIN-Vega is easier to power but less refined. The pros include strong bass, loud volume, and durable build. The cons include harsh highs and lacks detail. At number 5, we have the CT Sounds Meso. These are the kind of speakers you install when you want everything: clarity, bass, balance, and build quality. I ran them in a properly dampened vehicle with a mid-range amplifier, and the results were stunning. Every frequency has space to breathe. The bass is deep, controlled, and textured. The highs never pierce, and the mids come alive. These are not just loud, they are musical. They are also on the more expensive side and require some setup to shine. The speakers come with solid terminals and feel like they were built to last. If soundstage and realism are important to you, these are worth the effort. Compared to the Hifonics ZS-693 Zeus, which I have included as number 4 on this list, the CT Sounds Meso offers better clarity but needs more tuning. The pros include deep bass, full clarity, and premium quality. The cons include costly setup and amp required. At number 4, we have the Hifonics ZS-693 Zeus. I got to test these in a rugged off-roader, where durability matters just as much as sound. They handle dirt, moisture, and extreme temps quite well. Sound-wise, they pack a punch. Bass is forward, and the treble is sharp, though sometimes a bit too sharp. They are loud enough to cut through cabin noise, but if you are an audiophile, you may want something smoother. I also like their aggressive design, which fits well with lifted trucks or custom interiors. If you need toughness and volume, these are a solid choice. Compared to the JBL GTO 939, which I have included as number 3 on this list, the Zeus is louder but less refined. The pros include rugged design, loud bass, and handles abuse. The cons include harsh highs and lax warmth. At number 3, we have the JBL GTO 939. I tested these in a luxury sedan and was honestly blown away. The soundstage is wide, instruments are clear, and vocals sit just right in the mix. The +1 woofer cone really delivers punchy, tight bass, and the adjustable tweeter helps with imaging if your mounting position is off-axis. They also work pretty well without an amplifier, which is a huge plus. The build quality is excellent, and they come with all the mounting gear you need. These speakers offer a great balance of performance and convenience. Compared to the second kicker DSC-6930, which I have included again as number 2 on this list, the JBL sounds more spacious and clean. The pros include wide soundstage, great bass, and adjustable tweeter. The cons include higher price and bulky size. At number 2, we have the kicker DSC-6930 again. I tested this one in a slightly different vehicle to compare it more directly with others in a new cabin acoustics environment. As before, the sound is very consistent, balanced, clean, and well-controlled. It does not have the strongest bass out of the bunch, but the tonal balance really makes up for it. The polypropylene woofer holds up under stress, and the overall sound signature is easy to listen to over long drives. If you are looking for a consistent performer with no surprises, this speaker fits the bill. Compared to the Pyle PL6984BL, which I have included as number 1 on this list, the kicker sounds cleaner but hits lighter. The pros include balanced tone, easy setup, and crisp output. The cons include low bass and average depth. At number 1, we have the Pyle PL6984BL. I installed these in a budget commuter car, and the first thing that hits you is how bright and colorful they look. Aesthetics aside, these things are actually quite capable. They put out decent bass and good volume, especially considering their price point. I was not expecting much, but the sound is clear, not muddy, and they hold up decently at moderate volumes. If you push them too hard, they do distort, but that is expected at this price. These are excellent for someone who wants a visual upgrade, along with better audio. Compared to the Kenwood KFC-6966S, which I have included as number 9 on this list, the Pyle is more stylish, but has less output. The pros include clear sound, affordable price, and easy fitment. The cons include distortion risk and limited bass.